thought the Niners were going to lose this game. I was off by what the Rams were going to beat us on, but I was spot on with how much we would generate as an offense, 17 points. I think I said that we would go.
I said 17-2. I thought the Rams would score 13.
Yeah, I thought the Rams were going to score 31, but they shit the bed in the red zone.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But we scored 17 points, and only reason why I said the 17 points, Grant, is because you can play one of the gifts of being a play caller is not necessarily understanding what you can do, but understanding the capability of where your players are at the moment. And we were a spent team.
Yep.
We were an energy depleted team, and that has nothing to do with the merit, the heart of our team, but that has everything to do with the biology of understanding. It's like being in boxing.
Yeah.
Too many punches, you're going to get punch drunk. I don't care how great of a guy you are.
That's right.
Muhammad Ali got punch drunk, and he had one of the biggest hearts ever. So I saw that game against Green Bay, and I said, we're punch drunk. There's no way that a team can bounce back from that type of physical exertion and that type of beating and be able to be up for what the Rams had to give us in the NFC Championship game.
This is interesting. Like, real quick, the parallels between 2013 and 2021. 2013, they were a wild card team. They ran the table on the road, very hard to do, had a lead in the fourth quarter, blew it. Same thing with this. I mean, it just seems like the fatigue factor, not just physically, but like mentally, the whole thing.
But the context is different, though, Grant. That's the minutia of it all. The context is different, where we could be 2000. I know, bro. We could be 2013, where that team, in a sense, crapped the bed. But I feel like I have more self-satisfaction over this team because we went out on our shield.
Yeah.
We ran out of gas. And when you know what it's like to have a team that's pushing and pushing and pushing to do what they can do to make things happen, you almost kind of see it.
Coach, I love what you're saying, and it makes it less painful that they lost. But to me, I don't think Debo ran out of gas, and that's why, to me, he could have dragged him to the across the finish line, but they didn't let him, and that's why he was crying. And I felt it. I felt those tears. I do.
Yeah,
I understand that.
Right, but then I'll counteract with this. Sometimes, as a coaching staff, you've got to be able to save your player from himself. Okay. And you have to understand that. I understand that you want to be there. I understand that you're there for the moment. But what is it for us to push you to the brink where it's about recovering and understanding that you have given us everything that we can do? You got to understand, this coaching staff is seeing Debo through the week. They're understanding what he's given through the practices. And if he's barely giving us what we need through a week, then how much are we willing to give a guy who we know earned a contract? He earned a payday, but how incumbent is it upon us to give a guy a payday when we know we hurt him during the season?
He got 11 touches in the game. The previous two playoff games, he got 13 touches. It just seemed like an odd time to okay, hey man, you're done. Like, whoa, there's 13 minutes.
Right. And you're in a luxury position, Grant, because hindsight is 2020. You can sit back and you can look at the stats and look at the numbers and the touches and say, well, why, what, when, where, and how. However, that when the bullets are flying, there's a minutia and there's an emotional temperament to the game where you're saying to yourself, well, Elijah hasn't gotten the ball yet. He should be fresh. There's so many variables that are happening during a game where we've passed the ball a couple of times. O-line has gotten 3-4 plays of a blow. They should be ready to give us a hard rep right now. And I'm not here to fault you because it's your job. It's your job to keep us to a level of scrutiny that makes sure that we are living to the letter of the law. And ultimately, a lot of fans don't understand that you're an advocate for the fans. This organization makes a ton of money hand over fist,
Yeah.
and the fans need a voice.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I understand that wholeheartedly, but at the same time, one of the things I feel like some of the things that you may not understand at times is that the coaching staff and the players, if this is the Titanic, they're in the coal room shoveling the coal into the furnace.
Mm-hmm.
They're not enjoying the luxury suites up top, flying high. So, and Kyle's and I get that from being a former coach. Sometimes, his legacy is on the line, his reputation is on the line. And one of the reasons that even Jimmy had a prolonged opportunity this season is he has to answer to a group of men that are going to look him in the eye at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So you can sit back and say, why didn't Debo get this last shot? Or why isn't George Kittle getting this extra rep? Why isn't he being highlighted more? But sometimes there's a minutia to the locker room that I feel like is going to lend itself to the maturation of where Kyle is trying to be as a coach. And that's understanding the people around him and understanding how to coach that team at the same time.
All right, man. Great call. I got to take a couple more. You did a good job. Go find your wife because I heard that she was getting mad.
Yo, she gave me the side eye a couple of times, bro. We good.
Peace, man.
Hey, man, sorry I missed last time, man. Good job.
All right. It's all right. Thanks, man. Later. Kev says, what did we learn from training camp this year that carried over into the season? Jimmy G interceptions aside. D Ford and Lance look like ballers. I mean, D Ford looked good, but he didn't actually have any. There was no contact. I thought Ambry Thomas looked good in the one-on-ones. I think there were some videos that I put that. I was surprised that he was so bad in preseason. That carried over. Elijah Mitchell, everyone liked him. Kittle not getting the ball very much in training camp. That carried over. How about that?